everyone, it's Sally Roscher. I'm here at Measuring Minds, and I wanted to go over today, I wanted to talk about percentile ranks. So you may have seen some of the other videos explaining standard scores and T-scores, but I wanted to specifically talk about percentile ranks today. So this is yet just another way of interpreting the numbers whenever you do receive your psychoeducational report. But what does it mean? So that's what we're going to get into. So again, I have my trusty bell curve. I reference this a lot because it allows us to compare your child's skills to other kids their age. So a percentile rank, what that is telling us is, for example, if your child is scored a 20th percentile on a specific skill, then that means that your child scored better than 20% of that sample of other kids their age. So in other words, 80% of that of other kids that age are performing better in that particular skill. And we all know that regardless of if there's a child that's neurotypical or neurodivergent, then all of us have strengths and weaknesses. So that's a very normal thing, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that's anything bad. And that's the whole purpose of identifying, the whole purpose of the evaluation is to identify your child's strengths and weaknesses. So let's go back to the bell curve, and if your child receives a 100, a standard score of 100 on, let's say, the IQ test, then the percentile rank is 50. So in other words, they scored better than 50% of the population their age, and then 50% of the population scored better than they did. So this is average. So a standard score of 100 with a percentile rank of 50, so that's average. Now let's look on the other side of the bell curve. So then when we start to look at strengths, then we can see that the numbers get larger. So for example, in order to qualify for, or I should say one of the ways to qualify for gifted placement is to have a standard score of an IQ test of 130. So a lot of parents will ask me, well, do a lot of kids qualify for that? And my answer, because I go back to the research and statistics, you can see that if there is a standard score of 130, then the percentile rank is about approximately 98. So that means that your child would need to score in that 98th percentile, meaning that their skills are stronger and higher than 98% of their peers. So basically you can see here that only about 2% of the population truly falls in that 130 range. I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit further in depth as to how to interpret the numbers. But as always, if you have an evaluation with me, that is part of my process, is that we always have a post-evaluation consultation in which I go over what the numbers mean and how to interpret it.